Hey everyone, welcome to Rabbit and Red Reviews. I'm Eric. Today we are checking out Laphroaig 18-year-old. So it is May of 2019, so being the first of the month, every first review of the month this year, I am taking a look at some older, well-aged whiskeys. So on the docket today will be this Laphroaig 18. You can take a peek at the bottle here. This is what you're looking at. So Laphroaig 18, unfortunately, is discontinued. So up until about 2014, you used to be able to find the Laphroaig 18 in a green tube like this. The bottle looked a little bit different as well, which I can show you here. That's the old label. And yeah, starting in 2014 until it was discontinued late in 2016, it was this white tube Laphroaig. So as usual, I will give you a nose, taste, finish review, talk a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts and the score, and share a malt musing with you. So Laphroaig 18, as I mentioned, being discontinued is quite unfortunate. However, this is one that you can still find some places, whether it's on a dusty shelf in a liquor store on the corner near your house, or even on secondary market. These are still relatively readily available. So you can still have an opportunity to find a bottle of this. So keep your eyes peeled. Since it is an older whiskey, I have had it sitting in the glass for a little while. This is bottled at 48% ABV. It is non-chill filtered, which is fantastic, but there is no mention about color on it. So it's likely that there's some color in it, but you can take a peek at it right here. Okay, so I mentioned I've had this resting for about 15 minutes. Just to share a little bit. The back of the tube here just kind of talks a bit about Laphroaig, meaning beautiful hollowed by the broad day. Doesn't talk too specific about the 18 itself. It's kind of just the generic stuff that you get talking about most of the Laphroaigs. Here on the front it says, this expression of our famous whiskey is made in limited quantities each year, only to be savored by a fortunate few. Well, that's definitely true nowadays. A soft and spicy Isla peat smoke greets you when you first open the bottle, followed by a taste of oak sweetness gained from 18 years maturing in an ex-bourbon barrel. Okay, so there you go. One more take a peek at the color, and let's get into this. So right away on the nose, you just know this is a Laphroaig. As is the dominant characteristic of all Isla single malt scotches, you get that kind of medicinal, kind of seaweedy peat smoke. It's pretty potent, but I would also say a little bit more subdued due to the older maturation on this than you get on some of the younger Laphroaigs. So it's not quite jumping out and hitting you right in the face, but definitely not overpowering. But definitely getting some of that maritime note as well. There's just a lot happening in this. There's a floral note kind of in the background. I'm getting some kind of dark, like a chocolate fudge. Vanilla, which is off that ex-bourbon barrel. There's some fruitiness, dark fruit, looking like plum, raisin a bit. That oak wood, that kind of damp oak wood that you can pick up off a lot of Laphroaigs is in here as well. And some citrus. It's like lime, a little bit of orange. It's very, very complex on the nose. There's really a lot happening here. As I nose it a little bit more, a little bit of herb, it's like maybe parsley. Tough to tell. Also gingerbread. Wow, just a lot happening. Okay. I'm excited for this one. Let's give it a taste lunch. Very full, savory, oily, kind of a medium body, but very mouth coating. Initially, that spice from the peat smoke kind of hits you, but it moves aside relatively quickly for some of these other subtle notes. Picking up a bit of kind of like a chili pepper. That lime citrus is still there, cinnamon sugar. the vanilla and caramel and kind of chocolate fudge, that bourbon cask influences there. So some toffee. Brininess still, sea salt. Wow. I mean, it just keeps going. There's just so many layers to this as it continued to develop. Maritime notes. It's like fish sauce, like a umami, savory kind of fish sauce thing going on. A little bit of that seaweed. As it continues to go into the finish, there's a little bit of a bitter herb. It's like sweet kind of teriyaki barbecue. Wow. Really, really interesting. As it goes into this finish, though, it's about a medium finish, quite buttery. There's a little bit of ashiness. A little bit of ashiness from the peat smoke. But then the sweets really come in and kind of balance it, along with kind of fruit and citrus. So you're getting like vanilla, like a red apple, a little bit of that lime juice type thing. The saltiness is carried through all the way to the finish. Hints of like a dark espresso, dark coffee. And slight menthol too. This one more taste. Yeah, that dark espresso is a little bit there on the taste as well. Wow, just really complex, just amazing. You know, unlike the younger Laphroaigs, which are just so much more peat forward, this one just has a lot of complexity. You're kind of getting something different, even on this second sip. It's a little tartness, pomegranate maybe, and some nuttiness is kind of coming through too, like a hazelnut almond. Wow, just amazing stuff. Wow. Let's put just a drop of water on this. As I mentioned, 48% ABV, which is pretty interesting, but great. You usually expect this to be at 43, like a lot of other 18-year-olds are 46, but at 48%, I think is what is contributing in large part to the different kind of flavors you're getting in this. It just holds so much flavor. A little bit of water. Salty. Definitely picking up more of that citrus red fruit with the addition of the water on the nose. Wow. So interestingly, that chili pepper kicks up a notch with the addition of water. Vanilla, cinnamon, sugar. It is just, it's working together just so harmoniously. It's like every couple seconds a new note is popping up. This is really incredible stuff. Unfortunately, they discontinued it. Finish kind of holds its own even with the addition of water. The vanilla is a little bit stronger. That raw honey, the chocolate, just fantastic, fantastic stuff. So regarding the value, as I mentioned, being discontinued, you find this on the shelf in a liquor store, you might get lucky and find this for like $100, maybe $110. Secondary market, you might be looking more like 160, 170. I would almost say it's worth it at that. Okay, yeah, final thoughts, just what a whiskey. This is absolute dynamite. It's complex, the balance and the integration of all these flavors at that 48%. It's really, really easy sipping and drinking, but there's just so much there. As I mentioned, if you're looking for that really heavy blast of peat smoke, you're not going to get it as much in this. This one requires a little bit of time and patience, as there's just a lot of subtle complexity working there with that peat smoke that just makes this a piece of art. It's just awesome. Hope Laphroaig will bring this one back. It's a damn shame that it's been discontinued, really. I think what they've replaced it with is the Laphroaig Lore, which I will review eventually. But spoiler alert, it's also a really good whiskey, but I'm not quite sure it holds up to this 18-year-old. Okay, so my final score on this is going to be a 4.5 out of 5, and that's it. No-brainer. Highly recommend buying a bottle of this if you can. I would even almost venture to say if you find this close to $200, given its increasing exclusivity, grab one. If you see two, grab two. awesome stuff. So I'll eventually review this green tube version of it sometime in the future, but from what I've understood, there's really no difference. It's just the packaging. Okay. All right, y'all. So that is my review of Laphroaig 18, and here's your malt musing, and we'll catch you next time here on Rabbit and Red Reviews. Thanks so much.